talk too much. Put me out of my misery. My mind feels like an arch enemy. Can't look me in the eyes. I don't know what hurts the most. Holding on or letting go, reliving my memories, and they're killing me one by one. And I'm staring into the void again. No one knows what I'm missing. The voices in my head say I'm just being paranoid, but it's bad for my health. How much I hate myself, I suffocate. The way it pulls me undone. Put me out of my misery. My mind feels like an arch enemy. Can't look me in the eyes. I don't know what hurts the most. Holding on or letting go, reliving my memories, and they're killing me one by one. Yeah, it's killing me one by one, and they're killing me one by one. Teardrops. We hurt ourselves for fun. Force feed our fear until our hearts go numb. Addicted to a lonely kind of love. What I wanna know is how we got this stressed out, paranoid. Everything is going dark. Nothing makes me sadder than my head. I'm running out of teardrops. Let it hurt till it stops. I can't keep my grip. I'm slipping away from me. Oh God, everything is so fucked, but I can't feel a thing. The emptiness is heavier than you think. I'm tripping on the edge, high as a kite. I'm never coming down. And if you hear me, guess you know how it feels to be alone. That's how we get this stressed out, paranoid. Everything is going dark. Nothing makes me sadder than my head. I'm running out of teardrops. Let it hurt till it stops. I can't keep my grip. I'm slipping away from me. Oh God, everything is so fucked, but I can't feel a thing. The emptiness is heavier than you think. Suicidal, violent, tragic state of mind. Lost my halo, now I'm my own antichrist. Suicidal, violent, tragic state of mind. Lost my halo, now I'm my own antichrist. Running out of teardrops, let it hurt till it stops. I can't keep my grip, I'm slipping away from me. Oh God, everything is so fucked, but I can't feel a thing.
Welcome everybody here to WORC TV as we're in the middle of qualifying here for the Maconi Setup Shop Dirt Late Model Tour race here from Cedar Lake. These guys have been putting on shows week in and week out and had one of the best races I've ever seen virtual and real life at Fairbury last week. As we're in the middle of qualifying here and we have some guys going out putting on some laps. So appears that we've got Garrett A. White out here putting down a qualifying lap here. Looks like he gets a little off the track up into the wall, but Garrett A. White in a Brandon Overton type scheme. So we thank everyone for joining us here today. Well, the good news is if your name is Chris Brown, you can possibly clinch a championship run here. As it appears the only guy who's not qualified yet is actually Paul Granata. So if he would get out there and qualify, that would end qualifying early. Of course, it's going to probably make these guys wait through the last 2 minutes. We'll figure it out here. Just a moment. Alright, looks like Paul advanced session. Sorry about that, folks. Had to go talk to Paul and make sure he's getting on top of his game. So we're going to grid for the first heat race here. Looks like we're going to have 2 heats of 6. Unfortunately, a little bit lower car count this week, but I guess it is what it is. First heat is going to be that inside row. We're going to have Keith Hackney on the pole with Dusty Ladner to his outside. Then we'll have Tim Christensen, Bo Krebs, Kevin Yates, and Garrett A. White to round out the 6-car heat race. Man, I'm excited for this one. Cedar Lake is one of my favorite tracks. It's not a track that drivers generally seem to like, but we've slicked up the track here a lot. It looks like we've only got 4 cars gridded. Wondering if Hackney and White will grid. There's Hackney, so we'll see if Garrett A. White grids here. Heat race info, 8 laps, which will only be about 2 miles because it's a 3/8 mile oval, located here in New Richmond, Wisconsin. At an altitude of 960 feet. Cedar Lake, one of the premier racetracks across the country. They host one of the biggest World of Outlaw late model and sprint car races every year, and Garrett A. White grids, so I'm excited for this one. The top 3, all of these guys over 4,000 iRating, each of them. Hackney's got a 4,782. Ladner's a 4,691, and Tim Christensen a 4,468. So I'm expecting some good racing between those guys. Don't expect, I mean, don't count out some of these guys in the midfield though. Between Krebs, Yates, and White, for instance, those guys are going to put on a good show of their own. In fact, I believe Garrett A. White has the lowest iRating of everyone in here, which is a 1465. So that would be very impressive to have that high of a strength of field here tonight. As Hackney looks like he jumped it a little bit. He got a little past the pace truck there. This track is pretty slicked up. We did a 40% track state here. If you're not familiar with iRacing, you can set the track state for how slick you want it. We set it pretty decently slick here. You can see it on the track, all that marbling towards the top. As they wind down the back straightaway here into 3 and 4. Hackney and Ladner will take us to the green. I'm expecting a good show out of these guys here in the Maconi Setup Shop Late Model Tour. Heat race number 1 is off, and here's Hackney. Oh, Bo Krebs is already in the wall. Bo Krebs is already in the wall. He's already destroyed that thing. As up front, look at Dusty Ladner. He throws it up way to the top side here. Hackney's going to cross him over. And Ladner's going to throw it back in there. Slide job by Ladner. Oh, they're going to hit the wall a little bit. 3 wide off corner exit as Tim Christensen tries to throw his hat in the ring right there. Ladner, he keeps getting crossed over with Hackney. These guys going at it here. Just throwing slider after slider on each other, throwing crossover after crossover. Ladner tries to hold it on the bottom there. It doesn't quite work out in his favor here, and he's going to lose that position to Hackney for the moment here. Ladner is going to try to get the corner. He can't quite get it off the corner exit there, and unfortunately that will probably give Hackney the advantage here. Ladner's going to have to get right back up to him, and man, these guys, they run a little bit different lines. Back here for fourth, Bo Krebs, Garrett A. White, and Kevin Yates all going at it here, as they're 3 wide for a moment here. And Garrett A. White, he doesn't normally race these dirt cars, so he's out here just trying to learn the car, learn the track a little bit, and he's not doing terrible. He's keeping up with Yates and Krebs. He's just a little off-cambered about it. Back up front, Hackney and Ladner have pulled away a little bit from Tim Christensen, who's kind of lagging back a little bit. As Ladner gets a really good run off the top side, he's going to throw it into the corner here. He's going to try to throw a slider on Hackney. It doesn't work though. He's going to back it off, and man, with a lap and a half to go, looks like Garrett A. White pulls it into the infield there. White flag flies. And Hackney and Ladner, looks like Ladner messing up that slider, just didn't quite work out for him there. And Keith Hackney's going to come off of turn 4. He's going to have the heat race win here at Cedar Lake. Ladner P2, Christensen 3rd. Yates and Krebs going at it here. Yates gets a little too sideways there on the bottom, but he's going to hold on to P4. Krebs will get 5th, and Garrett A. White pulled off. He will take P6 here. Heat race number 2. We're going to look at that outside row, starting with Paul Hollander making his first ever WORC race tonight. He starts P2. Desmond Busby going to start to his outside. Then we'll have Chris Brown, and then we'll have John Cannizzaro, and running out the field we'll have Ryan Martin and Paul Granata. So, like I said, I'm excited here for Cedar Lake. I really do enjoy this track. It looks like everyone has grid, so yeah, we're gonna get off to a good start here. Heat race number 2, and Paul Hollander, man, he's got a pretty nice looking machine out there, that 13. Got a little bit of a chrome look to it. Looks pretty cool though, I like that. Desmond Busby, of course, he's always quick. Chris Brown coming off a P2 last week at Fairbury. Brown and Busby were 2 of the guys, along with Ladner last week. And I mean, these guys were just going at it for the win. There was a 6-car battle, and it was pretty intense, as Paul Granata's already knocked the right side off of that thing. I'm not sure what he's doing. Alright. 04 is already going to have to go down to pit road, get some repairs after that one, but 2x2 here. We'll have Hollander and Busby take us to the green. Chris Brown 3rd. Cannizzaro, welcome back to the track. You're lining up P4 there in that American-themed 17.
Green flag.
Ryan Martin 5th, Granata 6th. The green flag waves, and off they go. Granata's already in the wall back there. I don't think he got any practice time, so we'll see how that hurts him here. Desmond Busby is going to try to get a huge run off the top side there. It looks like Hollander's going to throw a slider. Busby's going to cross him over. Hollander gets a little off of, I don't even really know what I was going to say. Hollander, he just kind of lost it there. Coming off corner exit though, here comes Hollander back to the inside of Busby. Busby trying to work the top side in. Hollander is able to throw a slider there. Busby comes back to his inside. Busby's now going to throw it in there. He's going to throw his own version of a slide job right in front of Hollander. Hollander crosses him over. John Cannizzaro working the bottom here. He's moved himself to P3, and he might have a chance here depending on what happens with Busby and Hollander as these two dueling it out. Busby's going to kind of give up the position for the moment here as those guys go to the top. Chris Brown goes to the top. Cannizzaro still on the bottom. And Cannizzaro's got a whole different strategy than these guys. His strategy is roll the bottom. And Busby, he's right there all over Hollander's rear end right now as they work the wall here at Cedar Lake. They go into the corner here. Busby went to throw in a slider. Hollander kind of blocked it off there. They have to get it turned, middle of the corner. Left front's raised a little bit. Busby takes to the top side now. Hollander to the bottom. Hollander trying to see what works on the bottom, and that actually worked really well for him until he got to the end of the straightaway because of the run Busby got. And now he's still working the bottom here. He's taking a little bit of advice from Cannizzaro, I guess. As Desmond Busby, though, he's actually not doing that bad. He's going to get a huge run here, a corner exit, side by side through the corner. And as they come around off of turn 4, the white flag will wave this time by. Heat race number 2, Busby and Hollander going at it here side by side. Who's going to take the heat win? Busby clears him, throws it down to the inside, and Hollander, he's wheeling the bottom. It won't be enough. Side by side, Busby's going to take heat race number 2. Hollander second. Looks like Chris Brown got by Cannizzaro for P3 there. And a good battle between those guys, top 2 in points. Well, not top 2 in points, actually. Bo Krebs is second in points. So now we're going to head into hot laps, and while these guys hot lap, I'm going to take a break. I'll play a little bit of music for you guys, and we can just watch some of these guys wheel it around here at Cedar Lake because, well, who doesn't love a good bit of hot laps, you know? All right, folks, well, welcome back here to WORC TV as the end of hot laps have, well, hot laps have come to an end here, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Desmond Busby was the fastest in hot laps, and now we'll bring up, well, the second last race of the season here at Cedar Lake. It should be exciting. Looking for a lot of sliders, looking for a lot of thrills, a lot of wall riding, a lot of roll on the bottom. Just a lot of racing in general, man. This is going to definitely be an exciting race throughout this field here. A little bit of a smaller field, but that doesn't stop anything because, well, these guys can put on a race whether there's 2 cars or whether there's 20 of them. I mean, every week, the Maconi Sub Shop Relay Model Tour has been a top-tier series here in WORC, and we're glad to have everyone on board with us here because to have all these guys around is amazing. So it looks like heat race winners Keith Hackney, Desmond Busby are going to start the front row off. Ladner and Hollander second row. Tim Christensen, Chris Brown rounding out the third row. Kevin Yates and John Cannizzaro will be row number 4. Bo Krebs and Ryan Martin row 5. Garrett A. White and Paul Granata will round out the field. As everyone looks to line up, get going, and we'll see how it goes here. Tonight's race info, 50 laps, 15 miles here with an average lap time of about 14 seconds. Pretty slick track tonight. Weather looking great, 69 degree temperatures here, 66 degree track temps 2-mile-an-hour wind speeds, partly cloudy skies, 1% humidity. And it looks like John Cannizzaro has not made the grid. Paul Granata is on pit road. Looks like, yeah, something happened to Cannizzaro potentially. And he is not here, so looks like Cannizzaro had an internet issue. Hopefully he gets that fixed and get out on track and not lose much time. As Bo Krebs is P2 in points, so that's kind of the battle there between Krebs and Cannizzaro. Ryan Martin is 4th, and he's only 8 points behind Cannizzaro, so Ryan Martin could gain as well. So could Dusty Ladner, as Ladner rounds out the top 5 in points. So that's where all the excitement's going to factor in for today, as they wind their way through turns 3 and 4.
Green, green, green.
Green flag waves. Keith Hackney, Desmond Busby bringing us to the green here at Cedar Lake as they go through 1 and 2. Busby to the wall. Hackney trying to roll the bottom here. Side by side coming off exit. Busby's going to take the lead. He's going to pinch down a little bit. He's going to run more of a little bit of a slider line there. As through the field they go, they're all wrapping the top side. Tim Christensen trying to roll the bottom here early on. Everyone up to the wall as there's a whole clog up there between, looks like Hackney, Busby, Hollander, Ladner, Chris Brown. Tim Christensen still trying to roll the bottom. Looks like Bo Krebs is down there as well. Kevin Yates, Garrett A. White as well. But early on, it looks like Desmond Busby is going to be the man on a mission, as he's going to run a slider line here. And Paul Granata, lap traffic. He started from the pits. We'll see what happens with that 04. We'll see if he gets out of the way of these guys. He's got the field coming behind him. Everyone rolling the top side here. Granata is going to try to just keep it down low as they wrap their way around, running the wall here early on. Lots of guys, everyone on the wall. The 13, a little too much on the wall there as Dusty Ladner is trying to make a move. Paul Granata is just trying to stay out of the way. They're 3 wide for a moment here. Ladner gets a little tight in the corner. He might lose to Christensen here as Tim Christensen throws a slider, moves himself up to the top side here. And a little bit of contact between Christensen and Ladner. As Ladner fighting hard up here, he's going to try to slide in front of Christensen. He does. Granata spins towards the back. Oh, contact with Kevin Yates. Granata's a little all over the place right now. I'm not sure what he's doing, but back up front, Busby and Hackney. Busby got too much of the wall there. Hackney goes to his inside, coming off the corner exit. Here comes Busby. He's on the outside. Cannizzaro's made the grid, so he's hoping for some wrecks here. Busby almost runs into the back of Hackney. Keith Hackney's going to clear Busby, and he'll take the lead here, lap 8 of 50. And Ladner has moved his way all the way back up to 3rd as Dusty Ladner trying to get himself up to Busby and Hackney. He's running that slider line still. Busby peeking to the inside of Hackney. Nothing doing at the moment, though, as everyone's got their right rear right on that wall. Hackney's is really on the wall there. He's all over that bright yellow wall as Busby, he runs a little bit lower line. He's not really in that cushion that's built up on the top side. And that's the key here is where do these guys run as Hackney is on the wall, whereas Busby, he runs right below the cushion. Hackney goes to the bottom as Paul Granata, lap car, is up and over on the fence.
The yellow flag is
And
out.
that'll bring out the yellow, and I am not sure what Paul is doing. Looks like Garrett A. White is also on pit road. I have no idea what just happened there. Gonna pull up the WORC replay and look, but wow, that was interesting here. Let's rewind and take a look. So Paul hits the wall, he wrecks Garrett A. White, and then he's spinning in the middle of the track, and he does that. I'm gonna rewind a little bit further here, if I have time to, before we go green, just so you guys can see this part. He just slides off the corner, and he almost takes that Garrett A. White. It looks like that was an evasive measure from that 76 there, and yeah, that'll do it. I'm really not 100% sure what Paul was doing, but pace truck lights are out. We'll go green this time.
Green flag, green flag.
So Hackney and Busby will go at it here into turn 1. Dusty Ladner takes to the inside there. Tim Christensen still rolling the bottom. A little bit of contact there. Ladner, he gets kind of pinched in a 3 wide. He's going to try to slide up in front of Paul Hollander there. He gets in front of Hollander. And Ladner rolling the top side now. But right now, 3 wide back here. Looks like Krebs, Brown, and Hollander as Chris Brown's trying to move his way through the field, as is Bo Krebs. As everyone is kind of bunched up together here. And honestly, Hollander going to the bottom. It seems like that 2 lanes are slowly starting to form as Hackney's rolling the bottom here. Busby gets to his outside. We'll see what happens here. Hackney can't quite roll the corner the way he wants to, it seems, and Busby's going to take back the lead here. And I don't know what that was, but momentarily had a little bit of a network issue there. We're good though, as Busby leads Hackney. Dusty Ladner now, he looks really quick here in that 05. And we'll see what happens here when Ladner rolls the top of the corner here. We'll see if he can get to Hackney and if he can maybe put something together there to get to Desmond Busby. But right now, it's all on that 08 as he looks to be the fastest here. Tim Christensen leads Paul Hollander and Chris Brown. Bo Krebs, John Cannizzaro rolling the bottom here. As John Cannizzaro, he's going to race Bo really hard. It doesn't matter. As you look at that corner, Cannizzaro throws it in there a lot deeper. Looks like Bo just can't quite get it to turn middle of the corner. Just seems like he plows tight. He moves himself up to the wall here, and Cannizzaro still rolling the bottom. Back up front, Dusty Ladner going to the inside of Keith Hackney. Oh, Tim Christensen's around.
The yellow flag is out.
That'll pile them all up. Looks like Krebs and Hollander in it as well. And we'll pull up the WORC replay to see what happened there. As I don't know if they turn each other coming off the corner or what. So here's the replay. Looks like Christensen gets bottled up on the wall. 113 runs into him. Chris Brown gets a piece. Bo Krebs gets a piece there. And honestly, the most damage is probably to that 113, as looked like Christensen, I don't know if he may have net-coated the wall slightly or what, but unfortunately, that'll hurt him. Oh boy. And just letting everyone know real quick on the broadcast, post-race interviews may be affected. It appears Discord, the server we use is, or the app we use to communicate with the drivers, appears that they're having some server issues and it's slowly taking down servers one by one. Currently the WORC server is still up, but this may affect post-race interviews. We'll keep you guys updated as the race goes on. Meanwhile, focusing on what's happening now, Ladner goes to the inside of Hackney, tries to make something happen, can't quite get it done. Hackney will clear him. Here comes Bo Krebs on the bottom side. Where did he come from? He's rolling P4, and he's fighting with Chris Brown right now. I never really expected to see Bo up here with Chris Brown, not gonna lie. Tim Christensen trying to march his way through the field right there. And it looks like Ryan Martin, Kevin Yates, and Paul Hollander's pulled it into pit road. So John Cannizzaro may be able to get some position from that one. As up front, looks like Ladner gets into the back of Hackney as they're trying to roll it into each other here. Ladner goes to the bottom. He'll throw a slider on Hackney. He gets a little too much of the wall there, though. He'll come off the corner here as he's trying to get by Hackney here. Really good battle for P2 between Ladner and Hackney. As Hackney fighting hard on the bottom. Just can't quite get it all cleared here as Ladner, he's fighting hard on the top and he should clear him this time by. He does. And here comes Chris Brown on the top side next as Hackney's still staying on the bottom. I'm not sure if he's trying to just work it in or what. Maybe he just got stuck on the bottom there as he gets to the top here. And Chris Brown lurking now, trying to get to Hackney. We'll see what happens here with Brown. He enters the corner a lot higher than Hackney, and I'm not sure if that's working better for Hackney or working better for Brown. As Hackney's going to fly it into pit road, looks like Hackney's going to call it quits here. As not sure what happened there to Keith Hackney. Unfortunately, he's out of this one early on, and that moves Busby up all by himself with Ladner right there. And Chris Brown was gaining on Hackney, so I guess Hackney just made it a little bit easier. Tim Christensen on the move, he's rolling himself fourth, and he's gaining on Chris Brown here for a podium position. As we're past halfway through this race, we'll get a little bit of a mid-race update. 23 laps to go. We've only had 2 cautions in this race, and only 2 lead changes, surprisingly, here. So, man, this is interesting. Busby leads Ladner by quite a bit. Chris Brown back here. These guys have just checked out, pulled away. As the battle for P3 looks like it's going to be on, though. Tim Christensen is quick, and he's running a little bit of a slider line. Chris Brown riding the top side on that wall. And Christensen, he seems to get there on entry for sure. It's just he can't quite close off the exits because of the way Chris is running that top side. And that might be a good defense for Chris, as back here, it's not really for position, but Bo Krebs and John Ken, his RO2 rivals, if you will, going at it here. Right here for P3, though, Chris Brown and Tim Christensen. Bumper to bumper here as they're all stuck on the wall. Christensen pulls down low. We'll see what happens here with Christensen. He's going to try to slide it up. Can't quite make the clear. He's going to be side by side. He'll tuck back in the line, get the wall a little bit there, and he's going right back after Chris again. As Chris trying to hang on, gets a little sideways off corner exit. Here comes Tim Christensen again to the inside. He's going to throw the slider on him. No, he can't quite clear Chris. They're going to drag race it down through the corner, or the straightaway, excuse me, and into the corner. Tim Christensen's going to try to slide up in front of him. He pulls the slide job. Chris Brown crosses him over here, and this is a very entertaining battle for the podium position here. As looks like Christensen back to the inside. He'll clear Chris for the moment. Chris, though, winds around the middle of the track. Won't quite get the exit he was looking for, though. And now Chris moves to the bottom as he's trying to get something done to get by Christensen here for a top 3. As Hackney, Yates, Hollander, White, and Granata have all retired from the race, by the way. So it looks like... not sure what exactly happened there, but it looks like Tim Christensen, he's going to pull away from Chris Brown. And, man, Chris, he's still trying to get back to the top side here. It just seems to be the line that Chris is most comfortable with. As back up front, Desmond Busby. He's pulled away from Dusty Ladner by quite a bit, and he's on a march here to try to lap Ryan Martin. As Martin rolling P6 here, he's trying to get a top 5 if he can get to Bo Krebs. But at the moment here, Desmond Busby, he's riding that wall. Looks like Ladner for a moment there was running a slider line. We'll see what happens here into the corner. He rolls the top side here. That's through 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. He kind of does a little bit of a slider line. He enters about a groove up, and then just pushes it back out. And Ladner actually gained on Busby that time by. I mean, with time ticking, Ladner has to gain very quickly here if he's going to, but...
Caution.
Oh, caution is out. Bo Krebs is around. Bo Krebs in the 168 is around, and this will change everything here. That race got very calm for a moment, and it seemed like nobody was really going to be able to get to Busby here. Let's find out what happened to Krebs. Looks like he was just wrapping around the bottom side there in the tires. He may have gotten the tire too tight. Oh yeah, right there, got in the tires. And that spun him around. He held his brakes though right in front of the field right there, so that's good. And unfortunately though, that will bunch everyone up, and that might put Krebs a lap down. If I'm not mistaken, it might. He may actually not be a lap down because caution came out before he got lapped. Which in that case I would consider him very lucky because, well, that means he wouldn't have a threat from Ryan Martin. And that's unfortunate for these guys because that means if any mistakes happen by them, Bo Krebs has a chance at a win here. We haven't really seen him put himself in that position yet. So, man, this is probably going to be really intense here. 10 laps to go in this one. That was our 3rd yellow of the day. And Dusty Ladner, he seemed like he figured out the track there a little bit later towards the end of it. So, ultimately, we'll see what happens here. Single
Green,
file
green,
restart.
green.
Desmond Busby coming off the top side. He gets to the bottom, and he gets a really good start there as Dusty just couldn't quite time it the way he wanted to. Tim Christensen still on the bottom. He'll clear Chris Brown, and he's still running that bottom side. Dusty Ladner, he's getting close to Desmond, but it might not be enough as he's really going to have to try to be as consistent as he can and be as smooth as he can on that top side. Ladner gets gifted a little bit of an opportunity here to try to get to Desmond. He runs that slider line really well, it seems, but Desmond just gets the exits off, and we'll see here what happens with that 08 of Busby as Dusty Ladner on the wall. He gets a little too much on the wall. He's going to lose some time, and that might be it. I don't think there's enough time for Ladner to gain back. And Tim Christensen, he's slowly catching Dusty Ladner here as Christensen may be moving up in a second. Yeah, not right there as he can't quite get it done on the bottom there. 5 laps to go this time by. We'll see what happens if Ladner can make any sort of a miracle run at Desmond Busby. As right there he gets a little too tight in the corner, chases it up the hill, and I don't think he's going to get there. He's going to have to do something drastic here to get to Desmond Busby. Man, I mean, it's been a good race for Ladner. He got a little sidetracked, fell back to about 5th, got all those positions back, and he's definitely quick. He just makes a couple mistakes here and there, and ultimately Desmond Busby, he's been very mistake-free so far in this 08 machine. And ultimately, that might be what leads to Desmond knocking himself into the winner's circle here today at Cedar Lake. As Desmond goes way to the bottom there, a really good slider line by him. 2 laps to go this time by for Desmond Busby as he smacks the wall a little hard there, but I don't think it'll be enough for Dusty Ladner to overcome here. As a white flag this time by down the front straightaway. Desmond Busby leads. Does Dusty Ladner have any sort of a chance to send it in there on him? I don't quite think he does. Into 3 and 4. Ladner with a beautiful slider line here. He comes off the exit of turn 4 on the wall, and Desmond Busby will win today here at Cedar Lake. Dusty Ladner 2nd, Tim Christensen 3rd, Chris Brown 4th, and Bo Krebs rounds out the top 5. Man. Well, a good run here for Desmond Busby. Man, these guys, they'll pull up here, the top 3 up on the front straightaway here. As Chris Brown gets a little excited there, and man, good photo opportunity here. I like taking these photos here at the series wide. These guys do it every week. It's pretty cool. They kind of took it upon themselves to do it. So we'll be right back here, folks, on WORC TV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with post-race interviews. All right, everybody, welcome back here to WORC TV. It's time for post-race interviews. We're going to try to bring in our winner, Desmond Busby, into the booth. Desmond, you're in the WORC TV booth. You got a coffee, bud?
Whoa.
All right, well, congratulations, man. What a win for you tonight. You were quick early on, battling a lot with Keith Hackney. Ultimately, though, you lead 42 laps today and honestly really dominate this thing. What do you think you figured out about the track that it seemed like others couldn't?
Uh, During the week, I ran a lot of practice laps here, and I figured out that top line was pretty fast, and then a slider line, and I just try to stay real consistent with that. Tried not. It was rough there in the beginning. I kept smacking the wall. Keith was getting in front of me, but started to smoothen out and got us a win.
All right, man. Yeah, really good run for you here, and ultimately here we've only got one race left, and that's going to be the dirt track at Charlotte next week. I know Cedar Lake and Charlotte are very similar lengths. I wouldn't say they're similar tracks, but they are each 3/8 miles. Do you think you'll be strong at Charlotte next week as well?
Yes, Charlotte's one of my favorite tracks, but I know I'll have some competition, so we'll see.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my parents. I want to thank Brooks Motorsports. I want to thank you guys for putting this on and thank the drivers for a nice, clean race.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win tonight, Desmond, and we'll see you around.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that was Desmond Busby. He takes the win here today. We're going to bring in P2 Dusty Ladner. Dusty, you're in the WORC TV booth. You had a copy, bud.
Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
All right, man. Congratulations, Desmond or Dusty, excuse me. Um, Man, that was a pretty good race for you. There was a little portion of the race where you kind of lost some ground and fell back, but ultimately, just came down to the end there and couldn't quite get by Desmond. Do you think there was anything different you could have done to make something happen there at the end?
Dez was on rails. I was kind of just following in his tire tracks, and the track seemed like it just locked down to one groove. Tried a few different things, and none of them seemed to be any faster enough to reel him in and to get a pass on him. So, good job of him holding it together. It was slick out there. One wrong move, could have put you in the wall and might have opened up an opportunity for me, but we kept it going, stayed solid, and I'm happy with a second place win today.
Yeah, and the big thing for you is you did navigate yourself in the top five in points despite a little bit of a later start in the season. And I believe after this finish, you are very close to getting up to P4. Your challenge is that 9 of Ryan Martin, who got P6 tonight. So he didn't quite have too bad of a finish, but you definitely gained some points on him. And next week, do you think you might have a chance at a win and maybe even navigating yourself further up in the points?
Yeah, I don't think there's any catching Chris in the points. But the top three is what we're shooting for now, and we got one more race to do it. So we'll see. It'll be a battle against Ryan next week. See if I can get them points, move me up a little.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Thank y'all for the broadcast, putting on the race, and thank the drivers for a clean one. Look forward to next week.
All right, man. Congratulations, Dusty, on P2 tonight. We'll see you next week at Charlotte for the finale.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, that was Dusty Ladner, P2. We're going to bring in Tim Christensen, who finished P3. Tim, you're in the WORC TV booth. Do you have a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, Tim, on a podium finish. Got a little bit too much of the wall and spun, but you were able to drive back up to the P3, and you looked pretty quick. I noticed you were a guy you were kind of just rolling the bottom there. Were you just trying to get the bottom worked in, or what was your goal there?
I was just trying not to hit the wall again. I decided to test the waters there for a little while, and it felt all right. And then I just kind of missed my entry and stepped on it, as they say, and spun myself out. But I figured the bottom was still there a little bit. Everybody wanted to go right to the top, so I figured, hey, if they're going to run the top, maybe they'll do what I just did. I'll work myself around the bottom and try to get up again.
Yeah, well, you ended up with a podium, so I guess the bottom worked out for you pretty well there. Heading into next week, you're not really racing for a points position, so you can kind of just go all out and try to win the race. What do you think you'll do next week at Charlotte?
Just as hard as I can, stay clean, try not to, impede too much on the points here. Really wasn't able to with my work schedule and stuff, so I just try to go out there and keep putting podiums together and do what we can.
All right, man. Well, we're glad to have you with us here, Tim. It's been fun having you around racing with us. You've now had a few podiums this season. And before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
First, I got to thank my team, HRT. Those guys, been with them now for 7-8 years. Then I got to thank my sponsors, Knudsen Customs, Cordy Motorsports, Crotch Rocket Setups by Hessen. Shout out to my buddy Cody for tuning in, watching this, and you guys here at the WORC for putting this together and broadcasting all our races.
All right, man. Congratulations on a podium today, Tim, and we'll see you around, man.
Thank you, bud.
All right, guys, that was Tim Christensen. He took P3 tonight, and that will be all for tonight here. The finishing results will be presented on our screen here, as we didn't have that big of a car count tonight, unfortunately, but looks like Desmond Busby took the win with Dusty Ladner P2, Tim Christensen P3, Chris Brown, Bo Krebs rounded out the top 5, Ryan Martin 6th, John Canizaro 7th, and then Kevin Yates, Keith Hackney, Paul Hollander, Garrett A. White, and Paul Granata all retired due to incidents, so a lot of wrecked race cars were there tonight, but we thank everyone for tuning in, and we hope to see you guys Thursday night for the JP Designs Truck Series at Talladega. That one will be a very entertaining race to watch. Talladega obviously is always entertaining, period, so that'll be fun to see. Other than that, next Sunday night, the Keystone Corner GT3 Championship goes into race 3 of 4 as, well, those guys, they put on a really good race at Nürburgring last week. Good battle for the lead. They'll be at Okayama Sunday.